Hi, friends, it's Scarlet Rebellion coming to you from the beautiful McCarran International Airport here in Las Vegas. And I just kind of wanted to share with you briefly my breakthrough that I had this weekend. So, most people underestimate, or even what I like to call devalue themselves, and put yourself in a place where you never really truly understand how great you are. I do it. Some of the best people that I met this weekend do it. And it came to the point where we all kind of realized that there is so much that we have to offer the world. But what I didn't realize is the small things that I take for granted on a day to day that I can do or that I normally do can touch somebody and it be 100% monumental in their life. A friend of mine, Anthony, um, he didn't have a place to stay. And it was kind of weird how we came up with finding him a place to stay because I was standing in line at the registration for this event that we just had in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he was telling his story to somebody in the line, and he was a few people in front of me. And then all of a sudden, the only part that I remember hearing was the fact that he said he was going to be staying in his car. And the only thing I could think of was, man, that guy is dedicated. He didn't have a place to stay, but he still made it here. And me, I had somewhere to stay, and all that stuff. So, I mean, I kind of just brushed it off as whatever. Then I went to the grocery store with two of my lady friends, and Miss Charity was talking to Anthony when I came back out of the store, and I was just like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." So we saw that guy in line. So all I heard her say was, "Oh, don't worry, I'm sure you'll find somewhere to stay." And then it came, the light bulb turned on, and one of my team members, Dan, he had posted on in our Facebook group that he was looking for another person to stay with him. So I was like, man, hold on a minute. Let me see if Dan still has room. And then because I have Dan's phone number, I text messaged him directly. And I was like, hey, dude, you still got room? And then he messaged me back. He's like, yeah. And then so I hooked the two of them up together, and then I just kind of let it be what it was going to be. So I didn't know exactly if the details were going to be worked out or how any of that was working. Sorry about the noise. The guys, gotta clean the airport. But later that night, I was sitting outside. We were having this little mixer thing, and I was sitting down on the chair with my good friend Melody, and Anthony comes up to me, and he's such a sweetheart. He's kind of shy, and he comes up to me and he looks at me and he's like, "Man, Scarlett, thank you." And it hit my heart, like right into my heart, and it made me feel so special and valued, and I was blessed by those words. And I was kind of thinking to myself, that for me, like, I was just kind of brushing it off as, man, that's nothing. I would do it for anyone, which I would. But it was almost like I was, I wasn't really looking at it for all that it was worth, as most of you do for yourself too. He was so appreciative of the fact that not just that he had somewhere to stay, but he opened up and he shared with me one of his biggest concerns was like, man, if he's staying in his car, where is he going to take a shower? And I was just like, wow. And I could feel it coming out of him that he was truly, truly appreciative of what I had done. But it didn't feel like I really had done much, but I did. Small things, big things that touch others, the lives of others. You can't put a price tag on it. You can't put a value on it because it means something different to each person. Because I could have done the same thing for another person, but they might not have felt it as grateful as Anthony did. And I mean, everything always happens for whatever reason it happens. But I just want all of you to understand that you have the ability to go out there and change the world if you want that. Once you decide, truly and honestly decide, you are going to make a difference in this world, the things you do, the things you touch, the things you say will have that effect on people because people will see it and they will understand it. Because once you realize it, once you understand it, and once you internalize it, it's no longer an idea, it's a truth. I've come to accept the fact that I am great. And it's a pretty powerful thing to understand and realize. And it's what I like to call the Pebble Effect. So, I mean, I am a bit of a potty mouth. I drop F-bombs like there's nobody's business. But I came up with a little tagline for myself. And I said, I am a fucking pebble. It's like getting dropped in the water and you see the ripples come off of that pebble. That's exactly what I was doing this weekend. And it wasn't just Anthony. There was also another great friend of ours, Mark. He was kind of wounded because of what was going on in one of his in his marriage, actually. And Melody and I, we had kind of, pulled him up, and he hung out with us in my hotel room, and we got into a really, really deep and hard conversation. And we basically told him, dude, stop putting yourself down, because he was just feeling so bad about himself, and he was feeling so down and out, and he couldn't concentrate and get the stuff that he wanted done because he kind of was spiraling. And then we kind of put a stop to that. And we reinforced the fact that he is worthy of so much more than he ever realizes. And he's got kids who need him. And he understands that. And he's willing to do whatever it takes. And I mean, whatever it takes to achieve his goals so he can give his family the freedom that they deserve. And he ended up telling me and Melody that one of his short-term goals is to come out to Hawaii, which is where Mel and I live, and come up with his kids and be there for 2 weeks just so he can come and have them meet us. I'm not gonna lie, I just about burst into tears when I had read that. Because it makes you understand that just talking to somebody can change their life. Because if the words that you speak into them come from a place that's true and genuine, you can affect the lives of hundreds, maybe even thousands or hundreds of thousands, depending on how far your reach goes and how far you want it to go. And all of this literally wouldn't have been possible until I made that decision to join and start my own business. The name of this company is called Empower Network. And I had shared this with my team. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the money aspect of it is great. But it's called Empower Network. And I can tell you what, I feel more empowered than I ever have in my entire life being a part of this business and getting to meet the amazing people that have dropped into my life. That is worth more than any amount of money you could ever make on any job. Because all the things that I kept feeling like I was missing are coming into place. and I'm becoming whole. So if you feel like you're ready to step into your greatness and understand that you truly are great, go ahead and click on the link below and just watch the video. Just watch the video. At first you might question it, you might doubt it, might think it's a scam, but I tell you what, you will be amazed at what you can do in your life once you decide what you're doing right now is not enough. Once that decision is made, everything shifts. And I mean everything. So I can't tell you enough how important it is that you understand that you are truly, truly great. I haven't met you yet. You don't know me personally, but just know I already believe in you. Whether you decide to join or not, I'm still going to be touching the lives of many. So you choose what you want, and I will see you on the other side.